What's going on, YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be, and welcome to Helix Horizon. Now, this is a brand new hero collector available on Android. Now, before we get started, you know exactly what I say every single time I look at a hero collector. A hero collector is only as fun as the heroes that you can collect. So let's start there, shall we? So you got yourself fire chicks in hats and chicks with pickaxes and cat chicks and knights and green haired chicks with no clothes on, cocky archers, magicians, nun chicks, elf chicks, samurai dudes, samurai chicks, knights with less armor on, archers with no armor on, purple haired priest chicks, distinguished older men. And I don't even know what she is, another archer, and believe it or not, everything we just talked about was pretty like standard fantasy. This girl right here has a mech arm. Yes, she punches people with a mech arm. Shout out to League of Legends. So let's get started in this game. Now, as far as the actual character design, I think they did a really good job as far as the artwork is concerned. But let's jump into combat and see if I don't lose you guys once we jump into combat. So here we go. There's, of course, a story. We're going to skip that. This is the squad that I'm going with. Archer, healer, warrior, and knight. Knights are tanky, warriors are a mix between the two, healers heal, and of course archers shoot from a distance. You can also call a support character, but we don't need it. So let's go ahead and deploy into combat. So this is where I'm probably going to lose a few of you, but believe it or not, I didn't hate the combat. So it's very old school, very standard combat. You build up a meter. Once you build up that meter, you press the button and you do your attack. So there you go. She's going off there. Oh wow, I just destroyed these guys. Next round, if I want to heal, I press my healer. If I want to get my mech arm going, boom. And then I got my knight here that can kind of push people forward. Now, that last piece was kind of important. So if you see the screen, there's an edge to the screen. If you can push your enemy to the very edge of the screen, they automatically die. No matter how much HP they have, if you can push them off the screen, they automatically die, which is something that I've never seen before in games like this. So, I mean, that is different. But as far as combat is concerned, there is no autoplay whatsoever. You do have to manually press your abilities, which is not going to be a bad thing for a lot of people. But that is the extent of combat. The whole idea is to try to push your opponent off the stage or just kill them with your abilities, like I'm doing here. So that is combat here in Helix Horizon. Now I'm going to show you something else here in a second that I thought was actually pretty interesting. Boom. Explode, heal, smile of miracles. There's quite a bit of voice acting as well. And there you go, Helix Horizon's combat. Now, they actually have, you know, when you're looking at this game, you're not seeing a lot of things that kind of stand out amongst other hero collectors. If we go back to the main screen, you got your story, you got your little daily quest button here, which is pretty standard. Noble support, this is a feature where it's basically like a World of Warcraft garrison, or other games call them something different, but basically you send your troops out for 8 hours, 10 hours, 3 days, 7 days. You send them away, they come back with goodies. So pretty straightforward there. Leaderboard, which we're not going to talk about. We have plunder, which is basically resource grinding. So if you need materials for helmets and clothes, bracelets and boots, or ornaments, you go into these stages and fight these mobs and they will drop specific resources. So pretty standard. Story mode, resource mission, that's kind of what you expect as the baseline for most hero collectors, and that's definitely there. And of course there is a PvP arena, which is AI versus you versus the AI. Oh my god, why are you so strong? So I'm about to get destroyed here in PvP, but maybe I'll be able to show you one of the more unique features of this game called the bond system. Now, you've heard the bond system before in lots of other games. You're like, FG, so many games have a bond system. What you're talking about is not new. Hold? In this game, the bond system works a little differently. Will I be able to show it off in this battle? Yes. So guess what? You saw my old knight, my old distinguished gentleman knight. He just got replaced by a young knight here. Huh, I wonder why that is. Stay tuned, FG will tell you why. So I just got destroyed in that PvP match, of course. That person had like 4,000 power on me, which is just rude. So let's go and show you what happened here in the bond system. So we're gonna go to this guy here. go to his bond. Now, as you can see, very similar to other games' bond systems. So if I have this character and this character, so if I have Sheila and Aaron, they don't have to be on my team. I just have to have them unlocked on my account. So it works actually better than most bond systems. All you have to do is own these heroes and automatically the bond is activated. So because I own Sheila and she's a 3-star, I have 212 stamina added, magic defense added. Because I have Aaron and he's a 4-star, I got that physical defense and attack, which I think is probably the best bond system that I've seen, because normally you have to bring them to your party or they have to be your support. Here, all you have to do is have them on your account. So right there, you're like, FG, I've seen that before, what's next? I'm glad you asked. So there's a thing called support rate. Now your support rate goes up the more stars you have. So as you can see, Aaron here, he's a 4-star, so his support rate is 84. Sheila, she's a 3-star, her support rate is 68. So what happens is that if this guy dies, if my boy here dies, there's an 84% chance that Aaron will jump on the battlefield and replace him. Now the funny thing is, it gets better. So Aaron's on the battlefield now. Now there's a 68% chance when Aaron dies, Sheila will jump on the battlefield. It keeps going. Well, that's where it stops. And this one, that's where it stops because this guy's already dead. But as you can see, it can get kind of wild in PvP because as people die, they get replaced. And as they get replaced, new bonds happen. So it's actually a system that I've never seen before. So we take a look at this one once again. If this hot archer chick dies, Ritsuki jumps into combat, and then if Ritsuki dies, Moonwillow can jump into combat, and that's where it stops there. So they had to think this through to make sure they didn't have the line too long. But this gives you a reason to level up more than just your standard group of characters, and it gives you a reason to have them equipped as well, because there's no reason for Moonwillow to come out if he's level 1 and he's worthless, right? So this gives you an excuse and it gives you a reason to play the game a long period of time and to level up more than just your primary core of team. That's a problem that a lot of hero collectors run into. How do you make people level up other units other than their primary units? So this game kind of solved it, because that bond system works in story, it works in raids, it works in PvP, it works everywhere in the game. So in PvP, you could be fighting someone and suddenly have to fight another person, another person, another person for your entire team. So it's pretty wild. And like I said, I've never seen a game do something like that before. So I gotta say that's the most unique feature about this game. Other than that, there are two things that I didn't get a chance to unlock. Sura Border and Supreme Spire. I have no idea what these things are, unfortunately. Sorry about that, guys. You gotta play it on your own. As far as the summon system, when you play this game, the game gives you 2 free multi-summons out of the good banner here. So the funny thing is, well, not the funny thing, the neat thing is about this one, they don't give you gems to get the free 10 pulls, they just give you a free 10 pull. So you get the free 10 pulls and you don't have to use the free gems that they give you. So I thought that was a nice touch. I do believe you get 2 free 10 times pulls, and you're guaranteed to get an SR character or better. So that is that. What else is in the game? There's also guilds in the game. The guild uses a raid system similar to King's Raid and similar to Marvel Future Fight, where as you fight, you have a chance to unlock a raid and then you invite your friends to come raid with you. I don't like that. I really don't, because some days you might get lucky and some days you won't. Some days you're online and you unlocked a raid and no one's around to help you. So I don't really like that feature, but that's the way that this game decided to do it. And that is it. That is the game. Of course, there's a shop, which I'm not really going to go through, but that is the game. So, bare bones, you know, kind of basic, but I thought the bond system was very unique. If you can get over the combat, or if you like the combat, not a bad hero collector. I forgot to mention this in the very beginning of the video, but this game is brought to you by the same exact team that brought you Valiant Force. So this company already has a game on the mobile store that's pretty popular. I covered Valiant Force on my channel, so if you're interested in that, I do have a first impression video of Valiant Force. Same exact company makes this game. I wasn't into Valiant Force, and I'm not super into this game, but I know Valiant Force does have a following, so maybe if you're kind of into that game, maybe you're into this one as well. And of course, it does have a sweep feature, so you can just hit patrol 5 times, and boom, I can sweep the stages quite easily. So yeah, not a lot of grinding. Not a lot of grinding you have to do to get resources, but there is no autoplay, so do keep that in mind. So that will do it. If you're interested in the game, it is available on the Android store. There's all kinds of newbie and rookie giveaways to get you started and kind of pushing you through the content, so that is available as well. But that will do it for me. Once again, guys, my name is FG3000. This has been a look at Helix Horizon, and I will see you guys next video. And before I end, I want to say that this is a nice touch on the background. In the morning, it's all nice and bright. Now that it's in the evening, it's kind of toned down. And at nighttime, the entire city turns night and the lights come on and it looks actually pretty cool. So it doesn't mean anything, but nice touch. All right, now I'm done. I'll see you guys next video. Later.